What's going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Waiting for everybody to come in. Trying to make sure people are in. All right. So maybe that'll go ahead. You know what we'll be looking for? There we go. All right. So I don't know what was going on. Had to be reset or what. But she didn't want to come in. Oh, just a minute ago. But all right. Hope everybody's doing well. And we are going to get started here in a minute. Just want to give everybody a chance to come in. I was over here having breakfast earlier on the first live. We did our first podcast today. So if you missed it, you can go back and check it out from this morning. So we did our first podcast. Hey, 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 Lady PB. She started this morning off right because we're going to talk about embroidery and get to where she is eventually in learning how to do digitizing. So we'll have some stuff coming out for you on that. She's already started the whip with embroidery, um, the digitizing. So yeah, that was a great kickoff. She's been working on that. I know we talked about it last night, and she came a long way because I see she stitched out some other stuff. Hey, baby Joanne, how you doing? Glad you guys can join us. Glad you came back. Um, appreciate you coming back. So I have several things that we're going to be working on today. I'm going to turn both of my screens on, flip over to the other screen here, and turn this one off. Uh, okay, so I'm going to give you guys something to what we're going to be working on today. We're going to be working with some baby stuff today. I have to do some designing on this little baby thingy today, and we're gonna do some digitizing, not digitizing. We're just talking about digitizing. We're gonna do some embroidery on here. We're gonna put their. I have two new little nieces. Okay, so let me give you a little bit of history. I have two. My stepson has a son, and then he turned around and had twins. They were a girl and a boy, and they actually turned one this month. And well, his cousin, my husband's brother, son, had twins too. And they're two girls. So they were just born. So we're gonna do some stuff for them. And I'm gonna put their little names in here for them. Um, and on this hat. I have two sets of these. And this is just too adorably cute, right? Isn't that just like adorable? We'll put it on here as well as have the little romper that they'll have later on in the months to come. Isn't that cute? With the little romper thingy. Isn't that just gorgeous? That is super, super cute. I don't know. Are you guys seeing this? Am I just seeing it? Okay. You guys are seeing it. Okay. So, so that's what we're going to be working on today. You get to see if I'm looking at here. So yeah, so we're gonna be working on that today. Got a whole lot of stuff on my desk, so y'all just ignore all this crap. But I was showing you guys this earlier today, so that's another project I'm working on with that thing on my desk. But yeah, we're gonna work on these today. So in an effort to do that, I've got to go ahead and oh, this heat is hot. I got the heat under my desk. I got to go ahead and prep these for going into the other room. And I wanted to start from beginning to end with you guys on that. But before we even get to that, what is embroidery? Do you know what embroidery is? Um, Embroidery is where you have two different things going on at the same time. You have sewing and some type of stitch art that creates the design in which you actually put into the system by using a format called digitizing to create the actual method of the artwork to come to life. Okay, so how does that work? Well, there's several different stitches, there's several different methods that come into play. What are those stitches and what are those methods? Well, Boss Lady was talking about that a little bit earlier uh, in the stitches, and I'm going to give you a good little thing that I looked at on yesterday. I'm going to share it to you with you. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. Hold on. Uh, and she and I were going through those yesterday, and she was trying to understand what a certain type of stitch was, and I was going to send this to her because I found it, and I thought it might be helpful in learning a certain type of stitch. I don't know if I'm gonna find that exact one I was looking at. And if I look up what I was looking for yesterday, she asked me about uh, a certain type of stitch name she asked me about yesterday. That was the name of it. That was the name of it. This is where I found it. Okay, it came up. So I'm going to show you this. And this is where I would suggest you guys go. I'm going to put it over here on this side so you guys can see. And we're going to go back over here to this one. Not that one. This one. So we're going to switch over to this camera here instead of this one. Okay. All right. Can you see me? Okay. So as you very well can see, let me transition it over. Um, these are the types of stitches you have. You have a manual stitch, which is just a regular stitch that looks just like that. It's not I don't want to look that down like that. I just want to show it to you. It's not any bigger, but it's a very very just plain stitch. It's not. It's just from straight end to end. It's not a what you then you have a running stitch, which means it runs like if you're sewing straight across or whatever. It's a running stitch. Then you have like a bean stitch where it looks like a bean. It stitches like a bean. Okay. Then you have a ripple stitch. A ripple is like it goes in a ripple. It stitches out in a ripple. Then there's a zigzag stitch, which is simply almost similar to a satin. It's a little bit more used with like varsity jackets sometimes or different type of things that are maybe on the sports side. You see a lot of zigzag stitch. They don't show us one of that, but I'll show you one. And a satin stitch. This is what a satin stitch looks like. It goes from side to side when it's stitching out. And it's in a column. You know what I'm saying? It's like it looks like a column, but it's a satin because it's so smooth. And this is the most common type of stitch that is used. Mostly you see things doing this when it's finishing it off. This is like the border or the outline of it or whatever the case may be. And it gives you that clean, crisp look that stands out and makes it pop, from what all that you've done as far as what you call it. Okay. Then you have an E stitch, which is, it's somewhat similar, but it's in an E. It kind of like look like have you ever seen like your blue jeans or whatever, and it's like those little ends that close it off, making sure it doesn't snag or tear or frizz up or things like that. So that's what an E stitch is. A fill stitch is like what you see mostly inside of most things when it's actually not an applique. It's more of a filled in. It fills in the gaps. It closes everything up. Okay. Um, and a contour fill. A contour fill is where it contours out or contours in, or it's not the normal parameters that you would have for your stitching. Okay. A guided field, I guess this when I've never done a guided field, but I have seen some where it's it creates the curve or gives you like this one is giving you like the point and coming down to an angle or whatever. But I've never had to do that. It's already been done there for me. I never created the digitizing for that. I've done satin digitizing. I've done fill-in digitizing. I've done zigzags, but I have never done that. Minder is this is what you see mostly when you're doing like embroidery, not embroidering quilts. You want to see that type of pattern. You'll see this like in quilting. This is a quilting technique, and you can do this with your regular machine. It doesn't necessarily have to be with an embroidery machine, but it can be. Okay. Circular field. Thank you, LPB. Circular field is more of where it's a circle shape. It's almost like quilting, almost as well, but it shapes out and it goes like this, it goes like that. It's not like in a circle going around. It goes down, come back up, go down. It gives you that circular shape in almost like spiral type technique. Okay. And a lock stitching. You have a half stitch, you have an arrow stitch. It's just like bow ties. It's all different types of that. But these are different types of lock stitches, like when you're ending it. And this happens when it's at the end, or it's not going all the way through the whole process of stitching. Okay. Stitch patterns. It's all different types of stitch patterns that you could take all of these that we just talked about and make it out into a pattern. So you could take several different stitch positions and make it into a pattern to make it a design. Okay. So like if you want to do this one, you can download this sample and it'll do that out for you. Okay. So these are the different type of stitch patterns that you can have. Um, so, what is the basis for embroidery? Embroidery started way back when, and it all started with hand embroidery. I mean, what they call hand embroidery, and what we used to call, what do we used to call it? Because I used to do it back. This is the way it started out back in the day. This is what they call hand embroidery, but I called it something else. I don't forgot because I took a class for this. I didn't know it was called embroidery. It was called something else. It's known as something. Let me say it was day. It was called needlepoint. And that's what I took a class for needlepoint. And I did this when I was in sixth and seventh grade. After I took sewing and things of that nature, my mom put me in needlepoint. And I learned from this lady in my hometown, and she trained me how to do needlepoint, which was embroidery back then. So I've been doing embroidery for a very, very long time, very, very long time. But I did it by hand to later learn that it could be done by a machine. Hence why I stopped doing it by hand. So of course, at that point, I was like, well, it doesn't make sense. Hand embroidery, it doesn't necessarily have to be like this. It was something that, you know, we did way back when, because the stitching is so unique and it's so very, very profound that it's really, really a great, great instance for learning. Especially if you want to spend time with your elderly people, this is something that they used to do all the time. This is how they used to make their clothes. So it's a great concept for you to do. Okay. Um, any questions so far? Let me look over here in the chat. So, what things are needed when you're actually doing embroidery? Uh, there are things that you're going to need in an effort to get started. You're going to need a machine, of course. You're going to need materials, fabric. It depends on what you're looking to do. You're going to need an embroidery hoop. Uh, you're going to need needles, of course, scissors. You're going to need carbon paper, maybe backing, what we called, what do they call it? I forgot what they call it, but it's the material that holds everything in place so it doesn't go and put holes in it. You can do water soluble, or just tear away backing, or you can do cutaway backing. You're gonna need your pattern or your design. If it's not already digitized, you're gonna have it digitized. You're gonna need your thread. You're gonna need uh, several things there that's gonna be a very great asset for you to get started. So those are things that you're gonna have when you're getting ready to get started. And usually you can find all this usually on stabilizer. I said backing, same thing. Let's see if I can put this here. Uh, yeah, and see everything I just mentioned. There is what they're actually saying. They put 15 things more. Symbol, not necessarily, but you can. Uh, you don't necessarily have to have all those things, but you can have the majority of those ones I just mentioned for you. Uh, I think that's about that on there. Um, can you get started with just the basics? Yes, I think you can possibly get started with under $100 if you already have a sewing machine, embroidery machine. If you do not, then that's going to charge up that price a little bit more. Right now, I think the cheapest and the easiest machine to get started used to be the Brother 800. I think it's now 900. I think they have. I think the 800 is almost obsolete, but it used to be. And I'm going to tell you, when I talked about this earlier today, the price on that, see, it's discontinued. It used to be about $600, $700 max. Now that thing, I think it's about 1,400 bucks on um, online now. It didn't used to be this expensive. Um, let's see if it shows us any embroidery machines right now. All right, so it gives us the embroidery machine. So this is the newest one that they came out with, which everyone talked about for maybe 2 days until they realized you had to have a membership to get it. This is the one that I have seen some people get. That's a single needle, but it's also a heavy duty one. But look at the price on that. Um, I'm trying to see the one I have. I don't see it on here. I may not have it anymore. This is the one I have. This is the one I started off with right here in embroidery. Now I have another one that's a Project Runway. That's a brother. I don't know if it's on there anymore. This is what I started off with, and this is a really good machine to start off with. And it's 299. Now, of course, when I bought it, it was maybe $200. Okay, um, maybe $200. Let's go back and see if I can find my Project Runway in there. We'll just go to sewing machines. Come on, give me machines. Okay. All right, so I have that one. Uh, I have another one. This is the newest one. And see how much it is now? This is the newest one. This took over the PE 800. Now it's the PE 900. And it does a 5x7. And you can get transitional hoops or larger hoops to go with it. But it's right now 12.29. Okay. Now I had the SE 1900. I see it's going up to the SE 2000. So that's what I had. I'm trying to see if they still have it in here. This is the one I have right here. This is the one I have. Let's see if they let us look at it. I have this one right here, and this is the one we're going to be working on today. This is the one we're going to work on today, or we'll work on my baby lock. It just depends on which one I can get to first in the room. So I have this one right here, and of course, I did not pay that for it. I think I may have paid $300 or $400 for it. So, of course, like I said, prices are going up tremendously. But this is what I have. I have this one. I have the SE625, and I have a baby lock. I have a baby lock Destiny 2. So let's see what that looks like. This is my baby lock Destiny 2. So this is what she looks like when she's embroidering out. So I have this one, and this is a beautiful machine. When I tell you she sews like a Melco, and she's not really a Melco. She is a single needle machine that is a sewing machine, but she is phenomenally a beast. Okay, she is a beast. She can work through just about the same amount of stuff that the Melco can. Just not as fast, just has one needle, but is great to work with. Okay, so these are my three embroidery machines, single needles that I have. After this one, I have I have the Melco, which I hate trying to go through a site because you don't never give me what you're looking for. I don't want you shop. I want to look at the machines. I just want to see the machine. Okay. This gets on your nerves sometimes. I don't want to go to this place. I just want to go to the machine. Okay. So this is the Melco 16 needle, and make it look big for you. So this is the machine that I have, and I I actually love the machine. Now, of course, it can do a whole lot of stuff, but hey, I'm just saying it's a really good machine. I do like it, and it it does very well. I like it when I do hats. I like it when I do these things over here as well. So it's a really good machine, and I think that if you're looking to start off, it's nothing wrong with starting off small. I did. Everyone does, and then grow up to what you're looking to go to. Um, the reason I've upgraded so much is because when I'm at shows and I have people that ask me to do something, I don't want to carry my big machine with me. Now, what it did teach me when I said I was going to take my this one right here with me, and I didn't. I had a person that wanted some stuff done, and boy, I was like, oh my god, I should have brought that machine. I should have brought my machine, and I didn't, and I should have, and we could have knocked out a lot of stuff like right there on the spot, right then and there. I got another probably excess of business that would have been great. My only concern is leaving my machines down there. It was a lot. It was a lot. Moving those machines back and forth was a lot of work. But any questions that's for our machines? So we had the brother, we had the baby lock, and we have um. What machine do you have, baby John? Do you have one? What machine do you have, Lady PB? Which one do you have? We looked that up. I don't know who was all in here. Let me look at the phone. X is our latest model. You have an LB, what you call it? Okay. So, I can't even see my own video. What the hell? I guess I can't see my own video. All right, so let's look at it. It's a LB 5000. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you got a 4x4. Touch screen. It's almost. It looks almost like my E19000. Yeah. Nice machine. I love the Brother machines. They sew very well. All right. So let's look at the buy machine. Uh, they're really good machines. I've not heard anything bad about them. I have a girlfriend that 15 needle. 1501. 1200 stitches per minute. That's not bad. They're good machines. I've heard good things about them. I've heard good things about them. That's right. That's right. Go ahead and knock it out the park. This is a great, us doing this is going to be a great thing. I wanted to kind of give everybody a chance to kind of, get the basics of what embroidery is and learn some things. Um, I'm going to go off into some softwares that you can use for embroidery. Uh, I am going to be using Embrilliance today, but there are others out there that you can use. Um, I am going to, let's see, bring another thing over. Let's look at just a search software. So some embroidery softwares you have are for specific machines. Like you may have some for you have the software that can be in brilliance. You have cut and stitch. You have the hatch embroidery. I think one lady told us she had will come as well. You have sew by net. You have it's all different types of embroidery softwares. Havana, Viking have their own. Barina. Now, Barina and Melco pretty much are somewhat the same, and it is pretty much on the same software. If you get a Barina, you pretty much got a Melco. You get a Melco, you pretty much got a Barina. Those things they work hand in hand together. I don't know if anybody told y'all that, but it is. Baby Lock and Brother, they are. I'm not gonna say they're brother sister company, but they're pretty much on the same type of thing as well. You get one of those, you can use the same software for either one. And the person who usually works on a brother can work on a baby lock. Person who works on baby locks machines for fixing them can work on a brother. So it's like, they work together hand in hand. Now Racoma is a whole different element. They're not like any other ones. They have their own thing, and they're good machines. They're very good machines. Another one that's really good is Tajima. Tajima's been around for years. I think they're like I've known Tajima been around for years and years on embroidery machines. Matter of fact, that's the one I would like to have for my hats. I'm gonna get another embroidery machine. It's not gonna be a Melco. If it is gonna be a Melco, it'll be another one just because I wanted to do the same things as far as what I'm doing right now. But if I get another one that is specifically for hats and jackets and things, I would do a Tajima. They're on point. But I would most definitely do a Tajima just for hats. Hands down. It works very well. Okay, yeah, she said she got the digitized filed work and she's doing it now. Um so we'll go ahead and set this up over in what you call it. I'm gonna change this. This is in Brilliance. Y'all seen me working in Brilliance before. However, I'm gonna go back over a few things. I need to change the way this actual thing is working here because we're gonna be in a 5x7 machine. So I need this hoop space to fit what I'm about to work on. Okay. So sometimes you can come down here and you can see what the size is because it's in millimeters. So I'll go down, 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 down. Go that far down. I think I went too far. Is it here? There it is. I think it's somewhere up here now. Okay, so I'm gonna do it in 5x7. Okay. And so okay. Because this is so small, I'm gonna do it on the what you call machines. I'm not gonna do it on the big one today because I want you guys to see because everybody doesn't have the big one like I have. And not to mention these are so I don't want to stretch it too far out of space trying to put those big ones in here on it because it'll stretch it so far out of space. It's just too tiny and I don't want to knock it out of its complexion. So if I put the 4x4 or the uh the 5x7 in here, it'll be just fine because it's so tiny. Because they're preemies. They are still in incubators. At least they were last week. I don't know what they are this week. So um we're gonna go ahead and put their names in here. And so we're gonna add a name and they are going to be Lena and Layla. Isn't that pretty? I want to change the lettering. I want it to be girly girl. Now, if I don't know if you were on here that day, I put all these names here. So I'm gonna type the name in first. Let me pull the name up, child. Make sure I got it correctly. And I don't want to spell it wrong. Okay. Nina. And since this is pink already, I want to change this to something else. So let's just play around with lettering. I want to make it big enough so I can see it. I'm put it out here. All right. I don't like that. Don't like that. That's kind of cute. Hmm. I like that. I need to change that color because that color is just like throwing me totally off. I'm gonna put it in a pink. Okay. I don't like that either. I don't like that. I don't like it. I ain't liking these. That's kind of cute. What y'all think? The mic is low? Hmm. That's very strange. My mic is low. It shouldn't be. Can you hear me better now? Is that better? Is the mic better now? Let me know if that works out better. Um, all right, so let's just try. I like that. So let's duplicate this. All right, because I want to try another one. Oh, I like that one. I like that one too. That's really cute. All right, let's try another one. Let's see. I know I like the Sarahs. I know I like the Mayas. I'm just trying to go outside my normals that I do. Not a fan of Londons all the time, but I do usually like the Mayas. Let's see. But I don't like that one today. I don't like that one. Let's see if I like the Sarahs. I like the Sarahs today. I'm not liking the Sarahs either. Huh, interesting. Let me try the Sarah too. That's pretty cool. Which one y'all liking? Oh, I love that. I think that's it right there. Which one do y'all like? One, two, three, or four? I think I like this one. This is more classic. All right, so you're gonna make me go into my yeah, that was the one I chose for. Thank you, ladies. I did. I chose four. So we're gonna get rid of all of those. Okay, so this is the one I'm choosing, and let me go ahead and I want this to be the stitch. I'm gonna fill it in a little bit more with composition because I want it to be thick. That satin, I want it to be a little bit thicker. You're not going to be able to see any of this until I pull it up. I'm going to show you how I went from 0. Is that 0? And that at 0. I'm going to show you how it changed. See the change? I'm going to make it thicker because I want it thicker. I want it to print thicker. So see how those threads get a little bit thicker in there? If we want it a little bit thicker than that, so I want it to get, there we go. See how some of those things, I don't want too many, I don't want any holes anywhere I can help. So we'll make sure the satin gets a little bit thicker too. See how the satin closes it in? Closes it in a little bit more. There we go. So you see how all those holes that we were looking at a minute ago, they're gone. You see that? So I'm gonna show you again. So I want y'all to get this because this is very, very important. Because if you get a thing and you're just what you call it, it's gonna be, you get a design and you see how it's splotchy. You see the holes. That's what you're gonna see when you pick it up and you look at that. You're gonna see these little empty spaces here. It's not thick enough. It came from the digitizer and it's not thick enough. Well, you have control that you can change that and make it thicker. So I'm changing the composition over here to that. And then I want to change this. And then I want to change the satin up to about 8. And you see how that closes all that in? Okay. So now I'm going to go back just a little bit out. And I want to change a little bit of something. I want to give this a little bit of depth where you can see that it is touching that, but not on that. Okay. Yeah, I need that touching that, but I don't really want it on there. You get what I'm saying? There we go. So you see how you make that feel, that fall into place and look just unique as it is right there? So I'm gonna go back in because I want to see very closely. I want to see it very closely. I want to go over and want to look at this. And I look at each one of them. Each one of them. I want to see. Because you can't wait till you get on there and do it. Now, I'm going to do a test before I even do this because I only have 2 sets of these. Usually I do one. And this time it's for 2 people. So I need both of them to be right. So we're going to test this out and make sure it's the right thing. So I always have jump drives around. It's been sitting over here. But yeah, I always have jump drives around that I add my stuff on. So I'm gonna put it on this when I finish. But I gotta do the other one. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this one on my computer and I save it as a stitch and working file. Okay. So I'm gonna put the name Lena right there, niece. She'll put twin. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go in there. Since this is already set the way I need it, I'm just gonna change the name in this one and change the name of the file. That's it. Let me go back in and find Layla. How she spelled it. L-A. Okay. So, ooh, Layla, you right on the cusp, but good. I gotta work with you. All right. So let me pull that in. So, did from the back. Started from the back. This. And, A little bit over. Look at that and pull it back out. Like right there though. Right there. Um, you asking what did I do it on? Hold on, see. Yes, it's up there. It's under stitch and it's under density and composition. Yes. Now I did not change anything on the field, in which I'm gonna go back in now and I'm gonna look and see what I need to change. Okay. So I'm gonna click on this again, go in here and see if it filled in. Fill in. I really don't think field changes much because I've never seen any change as far as field. But I will say that gave me a lot of what I was looking for. Let me look at this. I didn't want to change any curving. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna save this one as the other niece's name, which is Layla. AI. Yeah, I don't know. AI. And I always check and make sure the names are right. Laila and Lena. Okay. So these are good to go. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to which one of these I'm gonna take out. Okay. So I can save them on here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna save them. It says save as. I need this to go to my USB. And as you very well see, it saves it as a PES. And I need to save the other one. Open. Oh, we just did that one. What's this one? Save this one. So I just like to check and be sure that it's on there. So therefore we can go to the drive and see what's on here. All right. I just want to be sure. So now I can eject them. I can remove them. You always want to eject them correctly because you don't want to lose your files. All right. So now we can take this over into the other room. and do some what you call it. So, any questions so far? Everything we've done. So I only want to do these for an hour, and we're at our hour. And I'm gonna come back on later. I think the LPB is ready to go with showing you her her thing. So maybe she'll jump on here shortly. I don't know. Any questions though before we get off of here? Sierra Stitch Era. Who is that? I don't know who that is, but okay. Well, we'll take a break and like I said, I'm gonna go and get the room. The room is set up just about. I just gotta pull the machines out. I think that we are at a stopping point here. I'll probably come back on with me just sewing these out. You guys have any questions? Please, please, please don't hesitate. I have to switch out cameras and take it over into the other room. So you guys stay tuned. We'll be back. Okay. But this ends our first embroidery class. So how do y'all like it so far? Y'all like the class? Y'all learn anything? Oh, that came with your thing. Oh, okay. I was like, what is that? Yeah, I have 4 stitches to do today. Fun. I have these that I have to do as well for them. So I have instead I gotta do it on her hat. I don't know how I would do that. Probably do it up here. Do it up there. Oh yeah. So yeah. Any questions that you guys have? Any questions I can answer for you guys? I'm putting this all together so I won't have it out of place. So when I go in that room, I already know where everything is. This has been really great. I'm glad you guys have been on. Okay. It is a great thing. I've learned, like I said, I've loved sewing for a long, long time. I used to be in the room where my mom used to sew my clothes because a lot of clothes that she bought me, if they were not dresses, I could not fit because I'm a little bit thicker than the other girls that were my age. I was a thick girl. So I couldn't get into the little pants and bottoms that they had. So my mom sewed a lot of my clothes. So I didn't get thick like this overnight. I've been thick like this. So, ah, so yeah. So sewing is something that it it's a great great thing. You can get a lot of things accomplished and done with sewing. Any questions, guys? So we are good to go. And I'm gonna shut this off, and we'll come back. I'm gonna get something a bite to eat or put dinner on, and I'll come back and knock this out the park and finish the second half. Y'all are best. Y'all got bucket lists. I didn't even know y'all had no bucket list, but okay. All right, everybody, y'all have a great one. I'm gonna go ahead and cook this man's dinner because he done cooked all week and he made it very well known to me. He's cooked all week and he is looking for Sunday dinner. So I'm gonna throw this stuff in the oven real quick and give him his smothered chicken and greens and stuff. And I'll be over in the sewing room after that. You guys have a great one. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll talk to you. Leave me a comment below. Like the video, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We love to have you on. We love to give you more content. We love to give you more information that you need, and not be gatekeepers to the information. And look forward to 2024 when we all clear off our bucket list. All right, y'all have a good one. I'll talk to y'all later.